Hey everybody, happy Friday. Hey Christina, hope you're doing well. Hey Lisa Colovi. Hey there Craig and Debbie, hope you're all doing well. I'm just getting the Hey Holman's Homestead, hope you guys are doing well. Just getting the stream up on my phone here in case we need something, you know how it goes. Um last week we talked about all kinds of food preservation. And this week, I figured we would talk about what you're preserving. Thank you, Holman's Homestead. Doing well, doing well. We're hanging in there. We're 5 weeks without water, but it's, life happens. And, the driller had some issues and he says we're next, and he's had some issues that were unforeseen, and then the mechanic that was working on the rig had some unforeseen issues. So it's the way it goes. It's not like, we come first. You know what I mean? It's not all about us. So we're good. The weather's about to take a turn for the cooler. So hopefully this week is what we're hoping. So please, this week. So the good news is we did get some rain, not a lot. We got about a quarter of an inch, I think, yesterday. And that was good because we were able to collect some water and not have to buy any for the gardens, because the gardens, it's getting cooler, so the gardens are not getting watered as often. But yeah, I'm hoping he comes this week. I think after this week, then we're going to need to have a conversation with him again. But hey, Heather, Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. Hey, Gwen, Broke Cowgirl Homestead. Hey, Blue Self-Reliance. Hope you're all doing well. You got 0.57 of an inch. We got a quarter of an inch, Craig. What? And I saw somebody, I think it was, okay, it was in Custer, but I think it was west of Custer by like the Highlands, and they got an inch and a half. And I was like, are you kidding me? It's crazy, crazy, crazy. Hey, Ann, Little Frenchie in Big Texas. Hope you're doing well. Great watermelons, by the way. That was awesome. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Yeah. Someone told me that well drillers in Tennessee are out 10 months. Isn't that crazy? We're still waiting on it, and we're still waiting. A couple of unforeseen circumstances with the drilling rig and then with the mechanic, and that's how it goes. There's not a lot around here either. Maybe it wasn't the Highlands, but maybe it was just west of town, but it wasn't that far. It was pretty wild, pretty wild. But yeah, I'm just thankful we got what we got. We had some hail with it too, Craig. Very tiny though, nothing to speak of. So that was good. So excited. So tell me, what are you guys preserving? I know Anne was making, I think, watermelon juice with the beautiful watermelons grown on their ranch. But what are you guys preserving? We've been preserving everything from our garden, which has been an epic, epic year for us. And we are thrilled with everything we got this year. Okay, small hail by you too, Craig. Gotcha. And so Gwen said she made nectarine jam last week. It looks so good too. I love nectarines. We made pickled cauliflower out of our homegrown cauliflower, and it was really good. I think that the homegrown cauliflower is really sweet compared to store-bought, and it worked out so nice. Tanny made an enormous pot of spag bowl, so the leftovers are being canned tomorrow. Nice. Anne says she needs to find other ways to preserve watermelon. I'm going to try jams this weekend. Any good recipe or other ideas? I I don't have any ideas because I don't grow watermelon, but if anybody has any ideas for Anne, I know that there's a watermelon jelly that is really great. Then there is also the juice, like you talked about. You could probably make a sorbet out of it. And then there's something that people use the rinds for. I don't know enough about it, but it's like they pickle the rinds and they say they're really good, but I've never had them. Craig made refrigerator bread and butter pickles. Oh, those are great. Oh, watermelon pickles. Yep. So Craig's saying watermelon pickles. Um, his tomatoes are finally coming in. That's awesome. Yeah, the tomatoes are just so slow this year. Mine are turning daily now, and I've been picking them at first blush and letting them, do their thing in the house because of the chipmunks. Although I think we are on top of that issue now. Um, so we'll see. I sliced apples and pears, froze on trays, then freezer bags for later use in the freeze dryer, maybe. Milk and Honey Heritage Farm. Nice. And she saw Homestead Heart make candies. Interesting. Hey, Suburban Hillbilly, welcome. Holman's Homestead said apple juice, grape juice, crushed tomatoes, sloppy Joe base, applesauce, green beans. Awesome. You guys are on fire. We got 53 pounds of tomatoes that are not any of the ones we grew. We ordered a bushel from a guy on the eastern part of the state, and he had the best price, and they were beautiful. And we will be preserving crushed tomatoes all weekend because what we do is we take the crushed tomatoes and we don't make sauce or anything like that. We take the crushed tomatoes, and then what we'll do is when we want sauce, we take out however many jars of crushed tomatoes that we need, and then we make stuff into it. So we just do plain old crushed tomatoes in pints. And I know it sounds crazy, but we use it for so much. And what I love about it is there's no salt in it. So when you cook, you add the salt, but it's not like you're adding all this salt, which I like. Hey, our flippin' farmstead. Hey, Tony, our cabin in the woods. So that'll be our whole weekend. I'm hoping to do our tomatoes, which are all in the freezer, when we have water, because I'm going to try to make a roasted tomato soup out of them. Hey, Barb's Country Home. Craig says he's got beets next week. Plums should be ready next week. And his tomatoes are turning daily. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else we did. The freezer for Preserve Fresh is full. It's a 7 cubic foot freezer. It's not huge, but it's full. So my heart is full of joy because that's what I've wanted since we started in 2020. Hey, Carla, happy Friday. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Sending you love and hugs as always. So lots of preserving. Nope, no water yet, Tony. We're on 5 weeks and we're hoping this week will be the charm. But we're really thrilled, really thrilled. If you remember, our goal was to double what we grew last year. And last year we grew almost 120 pounds of food. Then we doubled our spaces this year. And that was our goal is to do about 240 pounds. So stay tuned until the first frost. And then after that, I do a video and let you guys know how we did. But I will tell you this, it's looking really good. Very exciting. Hey, Alfonso. Hope you're doing well. I'm having a blessed day. Hey, Alicia, Strange Reality. Yeah, it's been an incredulous year for the garden for us, and we're just blown away. No, I'm not telling. I'm not telling, Heather. I will tell. You got about 250 carrots in the tote. That's awesome. That's awesome. We did not. I got like 12 ounces of carrots. They were all stunted. They didn't grow well. So we're trying again. It's a late planting. We'll see what happens. But so we got about a quarter of an inch. Around us, they got more. So it's just, but we've been watering every day, every day. So it's a commitment. Oh, Rebecca, Suburban Hillbilly, I hope you're doing all right. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that you just got out of the hospital. Oh, sending you prayers, my friend. Take care of yourself. I hope you heal. Mm. Send prayers, everybody, to Rebecca at Suburban Hillbilly. Danver half-longs. Interesting. Yeah, we had Danvers. We had a bunch of other stuff. I will say some of the high altitude seeds. I was not impressed with the tomatoes. The one that I planted. I was not impressed with. Well, that's not their fault. The Swiss chard grew well. We just got some bugs that I wasn't going to put up with it. The bush beans, they did okay. They did better than last year, but they didn't. I just wasn't. They weren't prolific, and I don't want it if it's not prolific. And then what was the other thing? What I did love was the broccoli, the cauliflower, and the cabbage. Oh my gosh, incredible! 4 straight days of testing. Oh, well, I hope they found out what's going on, because once you know what's going on, then they can do something about it, or at least you know where you stand. It's when they can't find it. Ugh. You got a Peter Pepper in your eye. Barb, be careful. Pelleted carrot seeds. You think they work better, Craig? Is that what you're saying? Because I have not had luck with pelleted, but I'm willing to give it a try. Blue has 6 kilograms of raspberries this year, which is about 14 pounds. Whoa! That's incredible. Holy cow. I will have to check out those pelleted. I planted like 5 different varieties of seeds that I had in the tote, and the radishes didn't do well. They just didn't grow. They were tiny. They were stunted. So when we took it all out, we added more compost and stuff like that, and we'll see how it goes. Well, good luck at the neurologist, Rebecca. Jeez. So we'll see. I mean, we planted it. Tell me, what are some tote and pelleted seeds are working the best? Good to know. Tell me, what are some of the things you love to can, and some of the things that you'll never can again because it was horrible. Oh, bye, Barb. Feel better. Flush your eye out. Yeah, I agree. 6 kilograms of raspberries is unbelievable. Radishes suck around here. Good to know. I feel better now. I feel better. Yeah, I've used the Ferry Morse pelleted seeds before, and Ferry Morse, Livingston, I don't care for those seeds. They don't keep. Somebody at our hardware store said the same. They don't care for them, because I think I ran out of something and went to get it, and I was like, oh, I don't want to buy any of these. But the pelleted, I've never had luck. You're supposed to soak them, I heard. Good for you, Sandra. Oh, I love that. Good for you. Rebecca's an ingredient canner. I get it. Yeah, I try. Like I said, with our tomatoes, we just do crushed tomatoes, and we find that to be the most versatile of all the things, because we use a lot of cans of diced tomatoes. We make sauce, all that stuff, but I don't just like last year I made sauce. I found that it's really not worth the trouble to can it, because I can make it in one day and have it. So it just sits on the stove. It's not hard. So I just whip up whatever we need, but I just love having the cans of tomatoes on hand. I love to can everything we grow and also meats. Nice. I didn't know if there was like certain recipes that you use and stuff. Like we did the pickled cauliflower. We did some pickles because we've been giving cucumbers away and we can't find any more victims. So I ended up doing more pickles. So we ended up doing a bunch of pickles. Carla says I love to can beef and make pickles. Nice. Um, so I'm trying to think. We did hamburger dills, we did cauliflower, we did a lot of refrigerator dills. We freeze dried cabbage from the garden, which I saw somebody said they cut it up into shredded cabbage, like they shredded it, and they freeze dried it for soups and stuff and ended up eating it at snacks because it was so good. It was so sweet. Oh, it was so good. So we've got a bag of that. We've got a bag of chipotle cucumber chips. We've got a bag of ranch cucumber chips. So the freeze dry, they're really good. Hey, CB, Hugo Homestead. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Blue, ours are doing well this year. And apparently that's Sandy was on the live, I think it was last week, and said that was because the deer didn't eat the canes down. So that's been our problem is the deer eating the canes down on our raspberries. So this year we're waiting on our goldens now. So we'll see what happens with that. We have one golden and I think three summer raspberries. So that was exciting. What are some things you absolutely don't like and like tried to can and won't can again? I'm curious. And Suburban Hillbilly, one thing we do when we do the cucumber chips is I've sliced the freeze dryer. So this time I seeded them and then I cut them in half, seeded them, and then cut them in little moon shapes. So so the one with chipotle is um what do you call it? Ryan wanted it was a Dano spice or something. Frog balls, which are pickled Brussels sprouts. Never can them again. They were nasty. Do you like regular Brussels sprouts though, Gwen? I'm curious because we thought about pickling some, but what's up, Sarah? Homesteading Hustle. Good to see you. I'm not a fan of potatoes much, anyways. Yeah, I don't like potatoes canned at all. The texture is awful and they taste funny. It's like canned carrots too. I don't like them. Oh, you do like Brussels sprouts. Awesome. Okay. We're trying to think of what to do with them. We have six, we have about 10 plants. Six of them have been growing. They were starts that we bought and they're growing really well. Um, but then there's four that I started last minute from seed that the bugs are tearing up, but they're getting little Brussels sprouts on them, so I'm going to leave them. But I caught all the lower leaves off and they look amazing. So we're going to see how that goes. I know, right, Sarah? Fig preserves will not be canned again. I love figs, but those were awful. Good to know. Good to know. Um, I don't think we'll be doing potatoes next year. I think we're going to take a break from potatoes. And now that we've got some other stuff growing, I mean, we've had some good broccoli and cauliflower harvests. So definitely want to stick with that. The cauliflower was stunning this year. The broccoli, I think, would have been stunning had it not been hailed and all the main heads knocked off prematurely. Um, But right now, what I've been doing is just pulling stuff out as it's done, because we're heading into cooler weather, and I think by the end of the next week, we'll be in the 50s or 60s for the daytime highs. And I don't want, that's when the diseases start to come in. So I'm sure the cucumbers will be done by then and all that. Plus, as soon as we're done watering the garden, then we can take the tank off because we have to go get heating pellets. We're late getting them this year. So mainly because we have the tank on the truck and we don't want to move it a couple times because it's heavy. So what are you guys preserving this weekend? Anybody preserve? I know Holman's was talking about a bunch of things they were preserving. Is anybody preserving anything fun this weekend? I'm gonna go back to make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, good. I didn't miss anybody. I have a bag of apples I need to figure out what to do with. What about dehydrated chips? Those are really good. Or apple pie filling. Oh, I made that zucchini, that mock zucchini apple pie filling. It's very good. The syrup that I have with it is kind of thin. So I think you would kind of drain it to use it. But I have to tell you, I can't believe it. The zucchini tastes like apples. Just like the one I did with the pineapple. I can't believe it tastes like pineapples. Mind blowing. Not this weekend. We have more apples, blackberries, and elderberries to forage before preserving. Happens next week when my neck lets me. Totally get that. Oh, okay, gotcha, Gwen. Makes sense. Makes sense. I totally get that. You got to do what you like and you got to make what you like. Otherwise, it's just not going to be eaten. So I totally get it. Dehydrated pears, Heather's doing. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, that's a good idea, Blue. That's a good idea. I could try that. Add some seasoned corn flour or flour to the apple to thicken. Yep. Ryan wants me to make apple crisp with it. So that's what we're thinking of doing, but we're waiting for the winter. And the reason why I canned it was I wanted to be able to have it really infuse in that jar for a couple months. But I'm looking forward to everything literally just being able to enjoy stuff in the winter. But I wanted to show you a picture. I'll have to take the screen off. Hold on one second. Okay, hopefully this will show. So if you guys remember the video where I did the freezer, when we started Preserve Fresh, and I told you there was just a few bags in there of things that were left over of commercial veggies and the rest I was going to fill, that's what that freezer looks like now. Isn't that incredible? Absolutely wild. Hey, Northern Girl Hobbies. Hope you're doing well, Jen. And then yeah, it looks amazing. Now, I will say there's a couple things in there that are my bags of frozen tomatoes because I was running out of room. And it's a 7 cubic foot freezer. So there's like 4 or 5 bags in there. So obviously we still have room to fit in there because I don't want to include the tomatoes in there because they're going to go in something else. But one of the things, and again, with Preserve Fresh, I'm keeping track of everything that we're preserving, whether it's freezer, freeze dried, all that stuff. It's been epic. It's just been an epic year for us. I mean, I've finally turned Ryan into believing that we can grow here. So that's really cool. But I wanted to show you. So here was the pickled cauliflower, which looked amazing. It's got some turmeric in it. And then let me see if I can. That was the zucchini, which was mock pineapple, which was really good. And then I have to show you this on Instagram because I think I deleted the picture of the other one. That was the hamburger slices. We made cabbage rolls. We froze a tray of cabbage rolls. These were the cucumber chips and the cabbage. The cabbage turned out so sweet. Oh, it was delicious. And we've been freezing our herbs and dill heads and all that. I don't have a picture of the apple pie. Oh, I do. I think it's in Blue's group. Hang on a minute. No, I can't get to it right now. How long did the chips take? So what I did to make them quicker is cut them in half lengthwise and seed them. And then, because anything with seeds takes a lot longer. And we tossed them in chipotle seasoning and one in ranch. So they took, hold on, 24. They took about 36 hours, and that was because I cut them a little too thick and I let them go. We're low humidity, so the freeze dryer really runs quick here. A lot of the stuff is done in a day or so. But I think we went about 36 hours on that, and mainly because I wasn't getting up in the middle of the night, so I let it run overnight again. Let me just go back up. Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's really awesome. We've been working really hard on it, so it's been really good. But the garden's actually working with us, which has been amazing. Blue's emptying her freezer to make room. Yeah, I have a ton of zucchini too, and yellow squash. And what we've been doing is, Sarah, we've been cutting it in slices, blanching it, and freezing it. And we've also done the same. Like, so I shredded zucchini in bags and froze them. I did them in slices. I did the zucchini in quarters, like a pickle, because I'm going to make baked zucchini fries out of them. And I also have chunks that I blanched and froze to put in soups and stews. So we have a ton. We have been busy, Anne. Crazy busy. Gwen at Broke Cowgirl said she saw a squash that's called a mashed potato squash. Has anyone grown them? I don't know. I have not. And Jen, we also did the cabbage at the same time. We did the cucumber chips. Anything with seeds takes a lot longer. Pineapple zucchini sauce. Never heard of the pineapple zucchini sauce. I will have to look that up. Thank you. I'm going to take a picture of that so I don't forget. Sarah, they say I bought a freeze fresh book. I've never done this before. This is the first year I'm doing it. But what I do is I Um, the shredded zucchini I do not blanch. I just vac seal it, or put it in a Ziploc, I should say, get the air out. The zucchini and the yellow squash, I try to cut equal. I blanch it for a minute, and then I put it in an ice cold water bath with ice. Then I put it through the salad spinner to spin it to get all the excess water off, and then I lay it out on trays for flash freezing. And then I let it flash freeze for about a day, and then we vac seal it. And they say that that helps to prevent it from being mushy. So I think with an air fryer, you don't have to defrost it. I think you can start it frozen, but I'll probably try it a couple different ways because some of them I did them where I dipped them in egg and breadcrumb. So, oh, thanks, Veronica. Yeah, I decided no water was a good call for cutting my hair off because it's easier to rinse. Casey at Ormsby Farm was the one who gave me the recipe he uses for the slices for the air fryer. He loves them. We bought an air fryer, I haven't used it yet. Um, but we'll see. But and thank you again, Veronica. Let me just go back. I think I missed some folks here. Yeah, Lisa Clovey, we have come a long way. It's been a long journey. Heather will be filling a countertop this weekend. I got tiling a countertop this weekend. I got from the resale store so I can put my freeze dryer on it, do crafts, and keep canning and crafts in it. Good for you. Good for you. That's exciting. Dude, air fryers are the bomb diggity. Am I correct that you could put something frozen in it and then heat it up and cook with it? That's was my understanding because when Casey gave me the recipe, he gave me like a seasoned recipe and I did it. So I have some breaded squash in the freezer too. But I'm trying to think, what else did we do with the? Um, I got to think about it. I just harvested more. Oh, have a good weekend, and thanks for coming by. Everybody said yes. The air fryers rock. Um, Alfonso just harvested more tomato, and I got 6 watermelons coming. Good for you, Alfonso. Great job. That's awesome. Yeah, we didn't want an air fryer because we don't have a lot of counter space. And I was like, I don't want it. And then we were looking at, you know, just we decided let's go get one. No more wasted fries if you have leftovers at a restaurant. Oh wow, that's cool. How do you preserve watermelons? We were talking about that earlier with Ann, little Frenchie in Big Texas. She has a lot of watermelons. She made juice and then she's trying jams this weekend. I know there's a jelly recipe that's really good. Um, so, and then there's the watermelon pickles with the rinds, people say are really good. And then there's a candy, Heather said. So, I don't know. I don't grow any. Usually when I get watermelon, I give it to the pigs. So, yeah, we bought one that um, has a big tray that should be easy to clean. It's a Kasori. But I don't know, we'll see. We haven't used it yet, mainly because with no water, I'm not using the thing and having to clean it. Um, we've been eating very simply here. So, um, and today the rule of thumb was don't make any dishes because we're going to be canning tomorrow. So, so we'll see how that goes. I've made watermelon rind preserves and watermelon jelly. We don't care for either of them, unfortunately, so they just sit on the shelf. Oh, that's a shame. I know, I agree with you. How long can they stay ripe though? I can tell you, I got 2 watermelons from the store. Now, they were from the store, not organic and all that. Um, and I had them for like a month because I kept forgetting they were on the freezers out of my sight. But can you freeze them? I would just wonder. They got a lot of water in them. I wonder if you can freeze them. Jen, what I'm gonna do is I have a freezer book. I'm gonna look in there if watermelon's included. If it is it okay if I text you a pic of the thing? If it's not in there, if you don't hear from me, they didn't have one. Homestead Heart just did a bunch of watermelon things. I had suggested Anne, I wonder if you can make like a sorbet out of it or like a watermelon ice. You'd have all the flavor. Okay, I'll do that, Jen. But yeah, I wonder, I mean, I know that it would be a different texture, but it would be really fresh tasting stuff, and not like an ice cream. It would be more an ice. That would be really cool. Watermelon pops. Yeah. I would think a sorbet. Or I wonder if you froze the juice, if you made it into juice and froze it, you could use it later to add to water or something like that. Because I'm sure the texture would change. But that would be interesting. But yeah, I'll give a look at the book when I'm done. I think that's really cool. Have a great weekend, Holman's Homestead. Hope you guys are doing well. You can make watermelon lemonade concentrate to can. Good idea, Gwen. That sounds good. Sometimes it's so overwhelming what to make because you want to make things like I want to make a tomato soup. Um, has anyone made the ball roasted tomato soup? Watermelon ice cubes and then freeze them in bags and add to smoothies. Ooh. And that's what Heather said too. Yeah, it's not happening here either, friend. Watermelon mojitos. Ooh, yum. Oh, that's it. We all got to get watermelon mojitos now. But I'm curious if anyone made the recipe for the roasted tomato soup from Ball. They have a couple different recipes. One I think has like fennel in it. Like I want tomato soup like Campbell's tomato soup. So I'm thinking of making that instead. I really like the freezing cubes for smoothie or to add to your water. Man, that would be good. Oh, that would be so good. Salsa, marinara, ketchup, bruschetta, no soup though. Gotcha. Spag sauce. Yep. My friend just made ketchup. That was her first canning project, and she did a really good job. She did a really good job. I tried to make tomato soup like Campbell's and haven't been successful yet. LOL. Have you tried one of the copycat recipes, Gwen? Because I've been looking at a bunch of copycat recipes and they sound good. So that's really what I want to make. Because I don't want tomato soup that's all basil and tastes like sauce to me. I like a good tomato soup, and I really want to see if I can come up with something to can. I'll probably be making that with my tomatoes. Oh, okay, gotcha. If I look at the one that I have, I'll send it to you because I found a few copycat recipes of it. So I'll check it out. Trying to think what else. So what other things like do you really love canning that are like your favorite or that you absolutely hate and would never do again that we haven't mentioned? I'm curious. Because I want y'all to save me the trouble. If you want to do something completely different with watermelon, turn it into little gummies and then dip them in chocolate. There's an idea. We have Brussels sprouts out there, and I will probably blanch and freeze them, but I will never pickle radishes again. Do tell why. Wasn't it awful flavor? I'm curious. Gwen's looking up recipes now. Hey, Gail Southern Living, welcome. Yeah, I'm curious about the pickled radishes. It was just bad. I get it. I get it. I can't grow radishes here anyway. I'm done. Green tomato salsa is no bueno in my opinion. I have a bunch I canned and won't eat it because it reminds me of olives, and I really, really don't like olives. I have salsa verde in my closet, and we haven't touched it. And the big plan for it was we were going to put it on pork. I don't think we've even like thought of using it because green tomatoes have so much acidity. It just doesn't sit well with us. So I don't even know why I made it. Greens, I will never can things like spinach again. Popeye has to head to the freezer for that here because nope, it goes slimy and nasty. It's just a big nope. Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. When in doubt, I freeze dry, you know, maybe mix the verde in with a new batch of stuff. Good idea. Good idea. I made green tomato ketchup a couple years ago. It's okay, more like a barbecue sauce base than ketchup. I actually love real verde with tomatillos, but not green tomatoes. I get it. I get it. Um, I really like the rhubarb ketchup that I made, and I'm sorry, rhubarb barbecue sauce that I made was really good. And that I plan on making a bunch of. So I have some in the freezer, some rhubarb in the freezer. But I try to make the rhubarb bars that Ryan's grandmother used to make for him all the time. He loves them. So next year, if I still have some in the freezer, what I'll do is combine the fresh with the frozen and make some. Hey, Ariella, hope you're doing well. Canned pumpkin cubes is brilliant. They get sweet as they sit and cook up lovely. Obviously, that's a pressure canned item due to low acidity. Yep. We love green tomato chili verde sauce. I canned a bunch of that too. Interesting. Canned pumpkin cubes. I wish we could grow pumpkins. Like even just sugar pie pumpkins would make me happy. But too much real estate for that. Not enough long enough season. Um Yep, it is how it is, Ariella. I get it. I get it. Trying to think what else that we really liked. I really am intrigued by the zucchini stuff, taking on the flavor. I can't believe it. I'm blown away by that stuff. But I grew fall tomatoes a couple years ago on New Year's Eve. I was out picking all of the green ones because we were having a freeze. I remember that. I remember you doing that. Yeah, our tomatoes are so slow this year, and a lot of people are saying that too. And you know, so Sarah, we used to be 4B. Now they think we're 5A, which is a crock of garbage. We are 4B through and through. Um, and mainly because we're a microclimate. But they've got us in the same zone as Rich and Holly at Old Swedes. Not happening. Mm-mm. So many huge differences between it. I've done pumpkins before, blue, and they've not been successful. I've done them a couple years in a row, and the frost hits, even though I start them indoors. And I'm fine because I don't want to go vertical. Then I got to install more. I made a promise after the hail netting we weren't spending any more money on the garden. So just water and that kind of stuff. But I have one zucchini and a lot of butternut squash in my fall garden. That's awesome, Gail. Congrats. Congrats. I can't believe it. That's awesome. I'm glad you have the butternut. Yeah, it makes a big difference. A huge difference. Hey, you can do a pot of strawberries. I've seen a lot of people in an apartment area that do things in pots. They grow potatoes in bags. Um, my friend loved flowers and she was in an apartment and her whole front and back places were all full of flowers and they were all containers. Absolutely. Oh, so you're really, really north. Okay, gotcha. Um, I'm just reading the comments, sorry. Good for you, Gail. Oh, that's awesome. I'm happy for you. I think maybe you're going to find out that fall is better for you. I know a lot of folks in Tennessee, we're dealing with squash bugs and all of that stuff and a lot of pest pressure. They replant all that stuff for a different time of the year and they find that they deal with less pests, usually fall, um, and stuff like that. So I think that's really cool. I'm just going back here. I didn't think I missed anybody. Um, and it's funny because the people at the farmers market who grow, they grow in high tunnels. So it's pretty interesting. I mean, they grow everything in high tunnels here. The pests subside late summer here. Gotcha. We had the most pests we've ever had. I mean, we had a whole bunch of pests and mice. I think we got the mice issue in the garden under control. We set out, so there was something, well, remember we had mice eating our potatoes, and then we had um mice were starting to eat the zucchini and the yellow squash, and Ryan put out about like 6 traps in the garden, and I think we eradicated that issue because every one of them was in the traps the next day, and then after that, they were gone. We haven't had any issues. Hey, Rochelle. Hope you're doing well. Heather's got a tomato plant in the house from last fall. It's been producing tomatoes since spring. That is so cool. Blue said, I get the brassicas sown about now to go in for the winter. Broad beans too, and they're over winter happily and way less issues. Good. Have fun fishing, Jen. That's awesome. And I will go look and see. In fact, I have your email. I'll email it to you if there's anything. Make it easier. That way I don't disturb you. But I think one of the things that I lost my train of thought. Ryan's walking through the house. I can hear him talking, and I lost my train of thought. Anywho, whatever that was, it's gone. It's gone. So, what are you guys doing this weekend? Anything fun? Like I said, we're preserving tomatoes all weekend. That's what we'll be doing. Anybody else? I'm just curious. I'm probably going to get going soon because I have an early morning. Because, like I said, we're probably going to do one. It's 2 cases. So we're going to do a case tomorrow and a case Sunday. Rochelle's hoping to do some sewing. Yay! Exciting. I'm looking forward to the cooler weather. I'm looking forward to having stuff done in the house, like getting some of my hobbies and stuff. Nothing spectacular planned for this weekend, is Gwen. Getting caught up on life, said Sarah. I totally get it. I totally get it. All right, well, guys, I'm going to get going because, like I said, it's going to be an early morning tomorrow. So we'll be catching up on things. Fingers crossed we have the well driller come this week and we have water at some point. Blue is harvesting raspberries, checking the zucchini and squash, harvesting what's left of the cucumbers, including the babies, so I can pickle them as cornicons, foraging for more apples. Sandra said, while I'm cutting up meat, my neighbors are concreting in the stations for my shade cloth structure over my backyard garden beds. Awesome. Editing for my weekend. Cool. Pulling cherry maters from the compost. Yeah. Oh my God. Get this lady some water. Yeah. I'm totally over it. Suburban Hillbilly, please take care of yourself. I'm sending you love and hugs and prayers. Good luck with everything. Oh no, Amanda's first run back after her horse was lame. Waiting to hear how he did. Oh, I hope it went well. I do too. I'm really sick of being without water, but dishes are the worst, but in preserving. But other than that, we can handle it. But Gail is sorting ministry donations. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get going. I just wish you all a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Be safe. Take care of yourselves, and love to you guys. And we'll see you next week. Take care, y'all. Bye-bye.